Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mangaki no Tsukai podcast. I'm your captain, Adam, joined always by Cyborg Jesse
Hello, good to be here.
and Cat Burglar Evan.
Well, hi guys, meow. I didn't know what to say.
That's right. I don't think Nami has any famous catchphrase, so you can just
Yeah.
meow. Meow works with the theme of the 10 chapters we're going to cover anyway.
You know what? That's actually what I thought you were referencing, but I'm such an idiot. I
Yeah.
didn't even realize. God damn.
Yep. That's all right.
Are you implying that I run on colas?
No, I don't think you're a big soda drinker, are you?
Well, when McDonald's has larges for $1, it's kind of hard not to be, I think.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't.
When you're living in beautiful Tom's River, you know.
Right. You got to look forward to the little things in life, like dollar sodas at McDonald's.
I personally only drink soda when I'm eating fast food.
I don't drink soda. You guys are well aware of that, I believe.
Yeah.
But
You're better. You're better than us.
I know. Just
That's why you're the captain.
need our loyal fans to just realize that as well. But so before we start with this episode of DUNCE Piece, Jesse actually brought up something that I wanted to just talk about real quick. He said, and I think he said it more as a joke, but he said in our last episode of Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Buds podcast, for everyone, you said everyone following along with us as we read. And I thought that was pretty interesting and not something we really specifically talked about, where it is cool to like, if our viewers are actually reading along with us every week, and then because we're going through the manga. I feel like this podcast, we started it to just as friends, we wanted to read manga. We wanted to get Jesse more into manga. So we started a podcast where we just talk about manga. But I thought it was a cool idea for the people that are actually every week following us, because there's definitely people following us every week and every episode, that it'd be cool if they read the chapters with us and then watch the episode, and we can have more of a discussion, as we're going through the chapter ourselves, right?
Right.
So I just thought that was pretty. I thought it was something minor that Jesse said. He didn't elaborate on it. I think you said it more as a joke, but I just thought that was pretty interesting. That I thought that would be pretty cool if our viewers were actually reading along with us.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know that you sometimes put the panels and stuff up on the screen. But besides that, you're saying if they were actually reading through it,
Right.
week by week, the same chapters we do.
Right. So last week we finished, and Jesse was like, next episode we're going to be doing DUNCE Piece chapters 22 to 32, and if our viewers had they watched all Dragon Buds and got to that point and they heard that, they'd be like, cool, this week I'm going to read these chapters and then I can watch this episode. I thought that would be a cool way to get them more engaged, just try to get you guys more engaged, more of you guys following us along, thought that was neat.
No, absolutely. I hope everybody is reading along with us. And, now we're jumping between different series every week, but I think that that's even more fun. And we get to take turns hosting the podcast and stuff, which hopefully is fun for the listeners too.
Right.
I know it's fun for us, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like we always say, we love talking to you in the comments too. Like I said, I could talk about Dragon Ball in the comments all day. So please read along with us, talk to us. There's only a couple of us, so
Right.
Yeah.
we can all talk for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
You'll be talking to one of three, so not
Right.
too intimidating. We
You
should
could-
also set up a Twitter feed or something like that for the show.
Sure, definitely could do that. That'd be awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
We might do that later tonight.
Yeah, do it up, Evan, and let us know.
We're gonna have the best Twitter, okay? It's the greatest Twitter ever.
But yeah, you think about this more, instead of being a podcast read through of a manga, think it more of a manga book club sort of thing,
Yeah.
Very nice.
So there we go. But okay, so this week we're starting off with chapters 22 to 32, which is going to cover the first part of the Syrup Village arc. So we start off this week with a nice cover of Luffy and the Rabbit Mob from Dragon Buds.
Yeah. When I saw this page, I was like, oh no, we're getting another Toe the Character page this chapter.
Guys, I think we need to make Toe the Character t-shirts, man. No one has ever talked about this character as much as we have.
Seriously,
He,
that's
he,
actually a pretty good idea.
he can be we could like try to make him the new mascot of the channel if you'd like.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think anybody loves Toe the Character as much as we do, so
I mean,
Especially Evan.
especially Evan.
When you Google Toe the Character, it just shows up with some carrot toys on Amazon.
Yeah, literally Toe the Character does not come up with the character. You have to like search
Right.
like Monster Carrot or whatever.
Yeah, Monster Carrot. That's kind of weird, but it just goes to show how fucking shitty the character is.
Yeah, he's pretty not
useless.
important, right?
Ever.
I'm gonna smack you next time I see you, Evan, for saying things like that.
I'm not on.
I'm not on. Hey, you're all Italian, right? You can't be just throwing these words out.
Aren't you Italian too?
I'm Italian. I'm Italian, and I can give people the G word pass, but that's about it.
I mean, I've shed my Italian roots.
Oh my gosh.
I shun them. I'm ashamed to be Italian.
All right. So back to One Piece. All right. So we start off with Luffy and the crew, and they're sailing on these dinghies from Orange Town. That one of them that they stole from the Buggy crew, and Nami fixes Luffy's hat, which was torn up by Buggy. And on page 4, Luffy immediately pokes a hole in it. So the proper response is to stab him in the head with a needle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's not forget on the bottom of this page that Zoro's hungry. That's just, common
There you
character
go.
trait we're going to see between Zoro and Luffy, and like almost pretty much every male character on this crew that isn't Sanji.
Always starving.
Right. They're all always hungry, and they don't have a chef and they don't have food, right?
Page 4 might as well be a Three Stooges comic, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel that.
I can see that for sure.
We also get to see another really common character trait of Zoro in these chapters that we read. I'll bring it up when I see it.
Okay, please do. So Luffy spots an island, and Nami says it's uninhabited, but Luffy, being the adventurer that he is, says, let's go see if someone's there to join our crew. So they land on this island, and let me just say this real quick. The anime is different here.
Yes, it is.
It's actually quite different. They actually go to this island after Usopp joins their crew.
Oh.
So they go to this island, right? And Luffy wants to go explore, and Zoro is asleep. And some reason Nami doesn't really interject too much. She's kind of on board with going with Luffy. So right away they start seeing some weird animals. Oh, and by the way, yeah, go ahead, Evan.
Is this called the cock fox?
I have rooster dog, but cock fox works better.
Thank you.
In the anime, Zoro and Usopp both explore this island with them. This is not just like a Nami and Luffy thing, but in the manga.
And this isn't, just to be clear too, just a 4Kids thing.
No,
either,
no.
right?
This is like the official anime. Like they all 4 of them explore this island. All 4 of them meet Gaimon.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird, especially since this is a 30-page chapter. It's a little bit longer. I was like, why wasn't Zoro included on it?
Right.
This, you know?
I feel like this chapter could almost be seen as its own little arc.
Yeah, it's standalone.
Right. I mean, it's part of the main story. It's not, it's not filler, right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, listen, if you want to sit here and do an hour and a half episode about this chapter, I'm in for it.
I mean, I wrote
I'm
enough.
in for it.
I think I wrote enough to cover an hour and a half of this fucking chapter. But so anyway, they meet this rooster dog, or the cock fox, as Evan so nicely put it.
So aptly described.
Right. We also meet a lion pig and a rabbit snake. I really like the lion pig. Not much
he's
to it.
cute.
Right, but he's cute. He's got that little mane. Kind of like him.
I love
like
how
how-
Luffy I love how Luffy picks out like the smallest detail. He's like, "What about this lion?" And it's like mostly a pig.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's maybe a pig. He's like, "What about this rabbit?" Like a fucking snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how the snake is saying "wah." It's like, wah,
Wah.
wah.
That's funny, Evan. I like that. I didn't even know I picked that up.
Hmm.
So they hear this voice that calls out to them and tells them not to get closer, and that it's this forest guardian. And the forest guardian tells them that if they don't leave, they will face the forest judgment. Luffy and surprisingly Nami are not phased. Now, Luffy, I get. Nami in the manga is like typically a coward. She's actually not. She's a little bit more courageous in the beginning of One Piece. Guardian says, they don't listen. So the Guardian says, you're gonna face the judgment, and we see this bullet hit Luffy in the back, and of course Luffy is made of rubber, and bounces off of him. So Luffy,
Awesome shot.
really cool shot,
It just goes straight to his heart.
and
And
just
then
right
bounces
back, right back. Yeah, really cool. Obviously, Luffy being made of rubber, not gonna fucking phase him. And Nami's a little surprised by this, I guess, because she hasn't seen him ever be shot before. But I feel like she should know that rubber is just gonna bounce it. But whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so Luffy and Nami find a smoking gun next to a weird bush in a treasure chest, and when they approach it, he starts to run away, and this forest guardian falls over and immediately yells, "Why don't you lift me up?"
Yeah. Right.
So Luffy calls him the cauliflower head and cauliflower man, and he's still yelling, "Lift me up." So we find out that the man in the chest is named Gaimon, and Luffy explains to him about his devil fruit, and he's made of rubber. So this is where, if you look on page 12, they make this weird joke, and I think it's page 12. No, I'm sorry, it's not page 12. One of these pages, they make a joke. Anyway, it's page 12. I'm sorry.
Is it the sun in a box thing?
Yes. So he says, you're like a son in a box. And he goes, yeah, my parents took care of me when I was still small. And then he said, are you an idiot? So
Yeah.
I didn't get this joke, and I thought it was a translation error. So I didn't actually look up specifically to find out what this joke was, but it happened to be on the Wikipedia. And I'm going to read you exactly what the Wikipedia says, all right? Upon meeting Gaimon, Luffy initially calls him a boxed son, prompting Gaimon to muse over his coddled childhood. This is a joke based off of the term boxed daughter, a somewhat archaic description of girls oversheltered by their families. As the term has little cultural significance outside of Japan, each professional English translation adapts this joke into a different joke. So like Viz, 4Kids, and Funimation all had different translations for this joke.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I totally get what you're saying, though.
Right.
I get what it's supposed to be.
Right, exactly. Now that you know that, it makes sense. The Wikipedia doesn't really go over what the jokes were in the translations. All they say is the Viz manga uses the term boxer. 4Kids dubbed anime uses Heart of Gold, with Gaimon at first thankful for the compliment. And Funimation uses the term Jack in the Box, with Gaimon sarcastically claiming his name just happens to be Jack, which that's horrible fucking jokes on all three fronts. So good job, English translators.
I don't know. I'm laughing.
Oh, okay. Jesse enjoyed the shitty jokes, but we all know Jesse likes shitty jokes. So
Yeah,
I'm
Jesse
laughing
laughed
in
at everything.
right.
Laughing in a different way. That's not true.
That's funny. Okay, so
Hey, but real quick, Adam.
yeah, go ahead.
You know who Gaimon reminds me of?
Who's that?
Fucking Big Mom's consort. Who I think his name is Pound. He was the one that's like the father of one of or a few of her children.
Oh, yes.
He looks just like him, right?
Yeah, he definitely has the same head shape. I could see what you're saying. That guy's got it. He's Lola's father, I believe.
Yes, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he definitely has a pear or a triangle shaped head. I could see what you're saying for sure.
Yeah, even like the mustache and like the unibrow and shit.
I don't like I don't like going out of my way to go deeper into the manga. Like when we talk about these things, I want to keep it in like what we're talking about, especially for people that may be listening that haven't read the manga or whatever. Not saying what you brought up is anything wrong, but what I'm about to say. So in the later chapters, I think it's from around the decks, like the cover photos when Oda starts doing like stories within the cover photos of each chapter. Gaimon meets another girl in a box, and I believe her name is Simone. And
I remember that. Sorry. Yeah, I remember that.
It's supposed to be a reference to Simon and Garfunkel.
That's right.
Right, but the One Piece wiki has her name as Sarfunkel.
Oh,
so it's Gaimon and Sarfunkel.
There you go. It's Sarfunkel. Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was Simone, but yes. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty funny, right?
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Fucking Oda.
Now I'm thinking about Simone now. And we were just like, yeah, that's a good joke. That's just Simon.
Yeah, because we have Gaimon. Gaimon's supposed to be Simon.
Gaiman and Sarfunkel.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway,
my name's Gaimon.
That's about on par with the Jack in the Box.
Yeah, I like that joke a little bit more though. I kind of just butchered the thing, but I thought that was a pretty funny reference.
No, it is.
Okay, so so Gaimon explains that he got stuck in the chest, and he's lived on this island for 20 years.
So stupid.
Which is really
that fucking hurt, man. Oh my god.
Yeah. So like I wasn't gonna bring this up, but it immediately reminded me of like the ancient like the way that like ancient cultures used to do like bone binding. Like, wouldn't his body be all fucking like a box?
Dude, that's weird that you said that because I was totally just thinking like if they got him out of the box, he wouldn't be able to stretch out.
Right.
He would just be like stuck like that.
Right. He'd be a fucking box human. He is a box human.
The Huns used to do that. They used to tie up male babies' heads and make them basically look like cone heads.
Right, to scare their fucking enemies. Because their enemies would see these fucking disformed heads and these scary fucking men with horses and bows and be like, what the fuck are we fighting right now?
I didn't know orcs were real. Roman centurion Quintus 250 AD.
But Jesse, did you have something to add?
I was just gonna say that like he actually says that in a way, like he says because Luffy's like trying to pull him out, and he's like, if you pull me out, my body's done for. But he doesn't get quite as grotesque as we just did, I guess. But.
Right. The funny thing is, Luffy thought exactly what we're all thinking and says that's stupid. So Luffy, like we just said, tries to pull him out. And Gaimon explains that he and the chest performed the fusion ha, and they're one fucking entity now. Gaimon used to be a pirate, and Luffy, tells him that he has this map to the Grand Line, and that he gonna try to get One Piece, right? So Luffy shows Uncle Cauliflower, as he calls him.
I love his face on the right there. Gaimon.
Gaimon, yeah, he's very serious. He's very into this map. Is he holding the map?
His hand
is. His hand does come out a little bit. I never even noticed that. I thought his hands really couldn't extend past the box.
I don't know. How else would he shoot him?
Oh, you know what? I guess that's true, right? I don't know. His mouth.
Keyhole.
His mouth? I don't know.
Yeah.
So Luffy shows Uncle Cauliflower where the Grand Line is on the map, right? And this sends Nami into a tirade about the fucking
idiot.
Right, about she kind of just fills us all in about the land and how the earth works in this world, right? So she explains that there's two oceans in this world, which are split by this giant ring of land called the Red Line. And on one side is the four seas, which we haven't been, or the four blues that we haven't been told about, but they're in East Blue. And on the other side is the Grand Line. And only the Pirate King, Gold Roger, has conquered that route. And at the end, he left his treasure, One Piece, as we all are very much aware of at this point, right? So Gaiman says that he has seen pirates that came back from the Grand Line, and they were pretty much emaciated. They might as well have been dead, right? He says it's been 20 years since the Great Pirate Era started, and One Piece might, just be a legend at this point. I mean, if no one's found it in 20 years, maybe it's not actually real. Gaiman has a pretty bleak outlook on life, but Luffy doesn't buy into it. Luffy's like, no, I think it's real. So we get a little bit more backstory about what happened with Gaimon, and Gaimon tells us he can't leave this. They tell him, why haven't you left or whatever, and he says he can't because he's not mature. Yeah, he doesn't know how to adapt to changes in situations, which prompts a backstory flashback. So Gaimon tells us that he was in this box for 20 years. We go back 20 years, and he explains he was a pirate on a ship that came to this island because the map that they had said that there was treasure there. And they searched over this entire... Well, okay, so the captain of the ship says, 200 men searched the area, and we couldn't find any treasure. So Gaimon immediately goes off and is like, well, we didn't search up here. And finds treasure in the one spot that 200 fucking men hadn't searched. They searched everywhere except that one fucking spot.
It's always in the last place you'll look, isn't it?
It always fucking is.
It is for me.
So he finds these treasure chests, these what look to be unopened treasure chests on top of this rock hill or this cliff, whatever the fuck this thing is. And as he goes to tell his crew, that he found these chests, he immediately the rock he's holding on to breaks, and he falls into a treasure chest that's just conveniently placed directly below him. So he
the captain like kicked it over, I guess.
Yeah.
And even so, I guess they were like, I guess the captain was standing in front of the mound, and he was like, "Hey, we looked everywhere, guys.
Right.
We looked everywhere. We're done.
We're done."
Except the one place they're sitting right in front of. But whatever.
Yeah, whatever. We'll just ignore that little detail, Oda. Anyway, so Gaimon manages to wiggle his way in this box back to the shore, and I love this face he makes on page 21. His very giant open mouth with his eyeballs popping out.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna eat the ship. Right.
Right.
He's a giant.
Right. Yeah, he's much bigger than the ship, so he could definitely eat that ship in one bite there. But as it turns out, by the time he got to the shore, his crew had already left, and he was never able to climb back up and get the chests, right? So he also tells Luffy that, Luffy says, no one else has come here in the last 20 years. He says, well, yeah, but, he kind of just scares off every pirate that comes to the island. Nami, being the righteous person that she is, offers to help him get the chests. And Luffy says, well, aren't you like a thief that steals treasure from pirates? And Nami says, well, I have principles. She gets very upset about it. But, obviously my first thought was she just wants to fucking steal the treasure.
Of course.
So Luffy asks Gaimon, why hasn't he just asked somebody to help him? And he says he doesn't trust people, which I get. I mean, would you tell a pirate? Would a person stuck inside of a treasure chest tell a pirate that they have fucking treasure? And that they'll split the treasure with them if they fucking help him?
Yeah, dude.
Right. He also says that nobody would believe him, which I don't know if that's true or not, but maybe. Who knows? So Luffy, they go over to the rock cliff, and Luffy stretches his arm up all the way to the top, which surprises Gaimon a little bit. And Luffy grabs one of the treasure chests and Gaimon's like, cool, that's great. Can you drop the chest down? And Luffy says, no.
It's like, what?
Right.
Luffy.
So Nami gets upset about this, and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't read this in a very long time, and this teared me up a little bit. So Gaimon actually tells Nami, "Don't be mad. Luffy's actually a good person." And Gaimon says, Luffy doesn't explicitly tell him, but Gaimon's like, "I'm pretty sure the chests are empty. I always kind of had a thought that they might be empty," and Luffy obviously confirms that.
Poor
But,
Gaimon.
Right, poor Gaimon. We get this very sad Gaimon on page 27. It was a little, it's a little upsetting for the man. He's been there 20 years waiting to get these chests, and he always had an inkling of, maybe they are empty, but, didn't want to take that chance. So Luffy says, don't be disappointed, and invites Gaimon to join his crew. Now imagine what this crew would have been like with fucking Gaimon.
Yeah, right. Do you think he would have actually gotten out of the treasure chest, or nah? Probably not.
No,
Probably not.
But here's the thing. Maybe Frankie could have done something cool with Gaimon, right? Because
I was just thinking that, dude.
Right? Because maybe Frankie could have, like, built him something or incorporated him into, like, a robot somehow. That would have been cool.
Yeah. Or he could have just been their anchor or something,
Something. Yeah, it could have just been their anchor. Could have just tied him to a rope and anchored the ship with him.
Yeah, you never know.
Never know. So Gaimon refuses to join the ship. And he just says, I've been here for 20 years, and a lot of people come to this island to steal the rare animals on the island. And Luffy calls him a rare animal.
Yeah.
So that pretty much ends this. They leave Gaimon behind, and they sail off, and we get this nice little shot of all the different animals that we didn't see before. So we get like this cheetah bear, or cheetah tanuki, this bear antler thing, and I don't know what this bird is supposed to be. A sheep bird, maybe? But who knows? All right, so now that like filler arc is done,
Yeah.
we get the
Although Zoro just slept through the whole fucking thing.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, they said he was still hurt, and he should sleep off his wounds, I guess. Anyway, so we get it. I actually really like this cover page for chapter 23. I'm a sucker for frogs.
Yeah,
so,
he actually reminds me of your tattoo a little bit.
Yeah, so I really like the frogs.
Hey, fun fact, do you guys know what barrel making is actually called?
No, I don't.
Is it cooping or something?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
A person that makes barrels is a cooper.
I did not know that. How did you know that, Jesse?
I really don't want to get into it. I think Evan might know. I think Evan might know why I know that.
All right.
I think
If we
John Cooper, anyone?
Yeah.
I don't know the reference, but if we have time at the end, you can tell us all about it, Jesse. How's that sound?
It's not a big deal, but
okay. So we start with chapter 23, and Nami says to them, if we're gonna go to the Grand Line, we need to be better prepared. And Luffy agrees and says they need more food. And Zoro says they don't even have sake. How boring. And we get some translator notes here. And
yes, the evil bunny.
Yeah, the evil bunny says real pirates drink rum or grog. And actually, I think in the Viz translations they use grog. Like they actually say grog. Like I know for a fact the Shanks pirates in Romance Dawn say they want more grog when they're at the bar.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds right.
But we're gonna. I don't know. Zoro always drinks sake, and I think sake is pretty much what most people drink throughout One Piece.
Yeah, which is weird too, because Luffy doesn't generally drink, right?
Luffy doesn't normally drink, and the only time I have ever seen Luffy really drink is when they welcome someone new on the ship, and they're drinking like. Definitely not sake. Like they're either drinking some kind of juice or like beer or maybe grog or maybe rum. But Luffy's not really a drinker. The people on the ship that usually drink are Zoro and Nami. They're the drinkers. Okay. So Nami says forget about food and drinks. They need a real ship. They need a crew, and they need equipment if they're going to go to the Grand Line, because you're not going to get into the Grand Line with some fucking dinghies that you stole. And Nami says that there's an island north of them with a village, and they Zoro and Luffy are a little confused by that, which is funny. I think that actually happens a little bit later, but they're like, "How did you know that?" And she's like, "Well, I read a map. We have a map." And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's how that works, huh?" So,
Oh my god.
so on page 5, we're introduced to the village youngster Usopp, and like I said, I haven't read this in a while, and seeing Usopp's early design here is a little bit different than
It's a little strange.
yeah, because like I have a picture of what early Usopp looks like, and this is he's drawn a little bit differently here, in my opinion. He's got a sharper nose. His hair is much more triangular.
It's also not
Definitely,
nearly
yeah.
as long.
Right. It's not nearly as long. It doesn't look as curly as it could be, but again, that's probably hard to draw, right? So,
Probably.
so the
I think
village
the nose is the biggest difference. for
definitely the
sure.
nose is the biggest difference. The anime doesn't have the nose as sharp and thin as this nose. They have it much more Pinocchio style. So Usopp is running through the village and yelling that pirates are coming. And we actually see on the bottom of page 6 a bunch of different reactions. We get one guy that kind of looks scared. And we get this couple that apparently uses Usopp as an alarm clock. Because the one guy says it's time for work. And this other younger couple just laughs and says, there he goes again. But Usopp, being the yokester that he is, says he's just kidding. And it gets immediately hit with a pot. And a bunch of villagers end up chasing him out of the village, actually. So after Usopp escapes the villagers, he's hiding in a tree. We get these two youths.
The two what?
Two youths, Your Honor. We get Ninjin and Piemon. Now, I know these guys as Carrot and I believe Pepper is the other guy.
I thought he was an apple.
No, he's supposed to.
But I get you.
So I looked it up to see what Ninjin, Piemon, and the other guy's name translates to. And Ninjin is carrot, and the other guy's name translates to onion, but Piemon doesn't translate to pear. But in the Four Kids, they're known as the Veggie Crew, and their names are Carrot, Onion, and I believe Pepper. I believe Pepper. I think I said pear, but I believe Pepper.
I hate to say it, but the word ninjin is in Toe the Carroter's name.
Of course it is. Of course.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because remember I was telling you guys, like, his name literally means turn you into a carrot. Like, like Ninjinka.
Gotcha.
Oh my God, we will never escape this man's shadow.
So Usopp, I'm gonna, yeah, it even says translator note on the bottom of page 10. Tamanegi's name, I probably just butchered that, means onion.
Yeah, but we didn't get one for the other two, which I thought was weird.
Right, but again, carrot, pepper, I believe, and onion. And Usopp asks where Onion is, and the other two say, well, he's probably sleeping, which he immediately comes running and yelling that there's an emergency and that there's pirates coming, and everyone, including Usopp, just calls him a liar, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah.
But actually, interesting enough, Onion says that he recognized the Jolly Roger of Buggy the Clown. So Buggy's got a little bit of notoriety in East Blue, it seems.
Yeah, I feel like in East Blue, he's pretty much the number one pirate, or not number one, but he's noted,
yeah,
notable
for sure. I don't know if he's number one. I think we're gonna come. I don't think it's Arlong, but I think it's Don Krieg might be the biggest name in East Blue. But I could be wrong. Well, when we get later into it, there's going to be other pirates that are mentioned in East Blue. So we'll see who the number one is from East Blue. But yeah, Buggy's definitely a well-known name at this point. So Usopp hears this and he runs away and says it's snack time. And this is actually the first time that we're going to see this trope of Usopp. He does this a lot, where he says he has a disease. and he says, "I have eat a snack or you will die disease."
Yes.
Which he does.
So do I, brother.
So he does this a lot. This is going to be a common trope of his. And Usopp, I'm sorry, his crew tells him that if he wants to be a real pirate, he can't be a wimp. A real pirate would go and meet the other pirates, right? And they tell him that they're on small boats. There's only 3 pirates, and Usopp's immediately not afraid anymore and says he's going to go meet them. Oh, okay, this is where the joke is made. So on page, 13? Luffy says, "Wow, there actually is an island here." And Nami goes, "Of course there is. We just followed the map. What are you talking about? Fucking a map."
You don't say.
So Usopp's crew is watching them, which, again, different in the anime. This part not specifically different, but what's about to happen is a bit different. So Usopp's crew's watching them, and they say that they look scary, or they don't look scary. Sorry, they don't look scary. And Zoro says, he's been wondering who these people are that are watching them, so they're not being very conspicuous about it.
Mm-hmm.
So the Veggie crew, I wrote down Usopp crew in my note, but I'm just going to keep calling them the Veggie crew. The Veggie crew runs away, and Usopp doesn't. Usopp, says he's the leader of this village. And in the anime, they actually had, the Veggie crew didn't run away. They hid in the bushes, and they had like a bunch of flags hidden in these bushes on this cliff, and they raised them all. And it made it, because he says, I'm the head of a huge pirate fleet. I have 80 million people following me, and that's when like all these flags come up, and actually makes them a little nervous in the anime.
And the fucking Hishin unit comes out.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely, this guy knows. So Nami immediately sees through this and says he's lying, and Usopp says, "Gasp. Busted." Right, because normal response. So Nami even points it out, like, "You just said busted."
That was one of my favorite moments of this read.
Right. And Luffy laughs at him, and Usopp says, "I'm a proud man. Don't laugh at me. I'm so prideful. People call me Usopp the Proud," which is another trope that Usopp does. He gives himself a lot of nicknames throughout the manga and the anime. And other people give him a lot of nicknames throughout the manga and the anime. Got a lot of cool nicknames. So they go back to this village restaurant, and they tell Usopp that they're here to find a ship and a crew. And Usopp says they don't have any sailing ships in town, but there is a huge mansion owned by a rich family, and he knows the owner. But he explains that the owner is sick and a bedridden young girl. And, Luffy's stuffing his face, and Zoro asks for more sake, and Usopp just gives him this, like, witch face with his eyeballs popping out and says, "Are you even fucking listening to me?" But then Usopp, also explains that the owners, the parents of this girl, actually died about a year ago from sickness.
Did you just say the owners?
Yeah, the owners of the mansion.
The owners of the girl.
Yeah, the way you said it.
Sorry.
The owners of the girl.
sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That's
so
funny.
the owners of the girl, her parents, they died and left her everything. And Usopp, I just want to point out, Usopp says you'll never find a more tragic situation. I wrote in my notes foreshadowing, and I also wrote, "You're fucking lying," because there are much more sadder fucking stories throughout this book.
Yeah.
Much more sadder backstories. I can think of 2, specifically, but I won't say what they are or who they are. But yes, I beg to fucking differ, Usopp. So Nami, being a good person, says forget about it. They'll try a different village. And Usopp says if you're looking for crewmates, they'll be your captain. They all fucking don't even look at him. They just all look down and say no thanks, which I thought was really funny. So then we meet Klahadore and Mistress Kaya on the last page, and Mistress Kaya says that she wants to see Usopp. Oh, page chapter 24, we get this cool cover panel of Nami protecting these baby birds from this giant snake. Again, not something I think Nami would do. Totally out of her character. Not that she wouldn't protect the birds, but the fact that she would fight a giant snake. I feel like she would just run away.
Yeah.
I don't think Nami's a bad person. I think she's part of the scaredy cat trio, I think, as me and Kyle like to call them, which consists of Usopp, her, and Chopper.
Okay.
So anyway, Usopp, his crew, the veggie crew, says the pirates lured Usopp into a restaurant to eat him. And Pepper says, it's cave witches that eat people, you nerd, which he's totally right about.
Nami is a cave witch.
Right. So they rush in to save Usopp, and they see that he's missing. And Zoro says, oh, we ate him.
Yeah.
And on the bottom of page 5, we get this really funny picture of them looking at Nami yelling, "Yeah, cave witch!" And their eyeballs are popping out, which I always love when Oda draws that.
Dude, since we've been doing Dragon Buds, I really have noticed like the facial expressions of early Dragon Ball, and how much that has influenced One Piece. Like all these fucking faces are like Dragon Ball faces, honestly.
Yeah, literally, a lot of similarities for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely, both of them definitely had a lot. Like, I feel like One Piece keeps that comedy. Whereas when we get out of Dragon Ball, we lose. Like, this still has comedy in Z, but like we lose a lot of that comedy.
Oh
For
yeah,
sure.
You know.
Until Mr. Satan.
Right. Yeah.
Serious, I guess.
Right. But yeah, even throughout all of One Piece, I mean, even in Wano, they have that one scene where they're all looking. I don't know if Jesse definitely doesn't know what I'm talking about, but they're all looking at a poster and they all make this fucking cringe face at the same time.
Oh
and it is,
my god!
It is my favorite. It is like,
that might be the funniest thing that's happened in One Piece. That whole series of events, those few pages.
Oh my god, dude! And Robin's is the best face in my opinion.
You know, I think I've seen you use that as a reaction pic in a few group chats or something.
Yeah, I used that the other day when Mike was talking about whatever he was talking about.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna fucking look that up right now.
Yeah, that's a great fucking picture. So, we get introduced to the mansion butler, who is this man named Klahadore, I believe is how it's pronounced.
I would think so. He's got big poops on his suit.
He does have big poops on his suit. Really weird. And he's got these really cool shoes. They remind me of RuneScape shoes. I don't know why.
I don't even think I noticed those.
But yeah, those shoes are great. I would wear those shoes for sure.
Oh, it says on the bottom, yeah.
Klahadore. Right. So I would guess Klahadore, right? So Kaya.
Yeah, Klahadore.
You gotta say it like you're trembling.
Klahadore. So Kaya and Klahadore. I'm gonna when we get a new name for this guy, I'm no longer calling him Klahadore, but
yeah.
So Kaya and Klahadore are arguing about Kaya seeing Usopp, and he says, you know, it's not good for your health. His lying is too stimulating, and he's a no good rascal. And Kaya has the weirdest fucking response. She calls him a cheapskate, which I don't even. I feel like that's got to be a translation thing, but that's like a really weird name to call him for the situation that we're in.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense.
Right. So Klahadore says, you know, her parents died and instructed him to make sure, you know, he keeps Kaya safe. You know, she's sick and bedridden. And so Usopp, after this argument, Klahadore leaves and Usopp shows up and tells Kaya a lie about his sea adventure. And this is a really funny one. And in the anime, they actually show it. I wish they showed it in the manga because it's a funny picture. But he says he's going to tell her about the time he fought a giant goldfish, and he thought the poop of the giant goldfish was so big he thought it was an island. And in the anime, they show like a little 5-year-old Usopp on a giant turd in the ocean.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they have like the big goldfish in the background. It's pretty funny, but they don't show it here. So Luffy says, oh, so he's a good guy. He after the veggie crew explained the situation with Kaya, Luffy realizes, hey, Usopp's a good person. But he believes that they should go to the mansion and ask for a boat. So they literally go to the mansion, and Luffy says, "One boat, please," to nobody, but he says it. Luffy hops the gate, and Nami says, I guess there's no stopping him. And Zoro goes, yeah, you just kind of got to follow along. We find out that the guards are at lunch, and that's how he was able to hop the gate. And Usopp finishes up his story by saying that he cut up the goldfish and gave it to the land of little people, and they're still eating it to this day. Which I thought was pretty cool, because there are little people later in the manga.
I didn't even catch that.
Right.
That's like way out there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think Usopp obviously has any idea about that, but
no, definitely not. But
right.
Whoa.
Right.
Weird.
Weird, right?
Yeah. Makes you wonder.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. So Luffy sees Kaya and asks for a boat. But at this time, Klahadore shows up and says, you can't just barge in here. And he tells everybody they need to leave unless they have something to say, which is another weird thing to say. So Luffy asks him for a boat because he has something to fucking say. And obviously, Klahadore says no immediately. And Usopp says the reason he came to the mansion is because he heard that a giant legendary mole burrowed under the mansion and he's trying to catch it. Klahadore says he knows that Usopp's dad is a filthy pirate. You are the only son of a filthy pirate, he says. And Klahadore continues to insult Usopp, pretty much calling him filthy and blah, 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 and you guys live in different worlds. And, this upsets Kaya and Usopp, and to the point where Usopp decks him on page 19. And,
hell yeah.
Which is pretty cool. It's a cool scene, because you don't really see Usopp act like this, but I guess this is his prideful nature, right? And on the last page, Usopp's yelling, my dad is a proud pirate, and I'm proud that he's, a valiant warrior of the sea. And Luffy remembers something. He goes, oh yeah, him. Now I remember. Oh, we go to the next chapter, 25. Just give it a second to load here.
I love the fucking fish's face on the title page of this one.
It's a great title page. It's a really good fish. Too bad. Too bad my manga isn't loading. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so we get this really nice fish, and I like that it's like floating, and Luffy's like trying to hold on to it.
Yeah. That'd be pretty useful, a floating fish.
Yeah, they should have brought that. They should have brought that onto the shit. Okay, so where are we? Chapter 25. Klahadore says, it's because he's got this savage bloodline that he lies and that he attacked him. And Usopp, grabs him by the collar and goes to hit him again. And Kai, asks him, please stop. Don't use violence. And Usopp, blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, the only reason that Klahadore is acting like this is because he's concerned about Kaya, And
what does Ojo mean?
Okay, so they start using this a lot. Oju-sama. It means a young aristocratic girl, pretty much. It's pretty much a replacement word for mistress.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, I looked it up just to make sure, but yeah, it's the Japanese word for a mistress. So Klahadore tells him to get out of here. This is the last time he's going to warn him. And
unless you have something to say again.
Right. So Usopp says, fine. He'll never come back. And Usopp's crew, the veggie crew, start, calling Klahadore an idiot. And Luffy also joins them So Zoro, we get this funny picture on page 6 of Zoro punching him in the back of the head, saying, "Why are you screaming with them?"
Yeah.
And Claudador again yells at the rest of them to get the hell out of here. So Claudador explains that 3 years ago, the reason that he's so protective of Kai is because 3 years ago, he was this person who was on a ship who got fired, and if it wasn't for her parents taking him in as a butler, he would have died most likely. And he says, he feels bad if anything were to happen to her, and Usopp has a bad rep in town, and that's why he gets so defensive around him. And Kaya, she says, well, you just misunderstood Usopp. He's not a bad person. And to this, Kuro gets a little, I called him Kuro, Claudor gets a little frustrated and says, why won't you listen to my explanation? And Kaya yells at him, so what if I don't listen? Again, I feel like this is all like translation thing. Kind of another weird interaction. So we get the Veggie crew and Nami and Zoro, and then, they say, where's Usopp, where's Luffy? And the Veggie crew says, Usopp's probably at the shore, and that Luffy chased after him. And we get Onion running up to them and saying, there's a weird backwards man. There's a man that's backwards, and they call him a liar again. And we get this dude that's moonwalking backwards towards them, and I guess I figured this out when I was younger, but it's been such a long time. But Django shows up, right? Definitely based off of Michael Jackson.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah, that's definitely what they were going for.
Right.
Even the pose, I mean, besides the whole moonwalking thing, but the pose that he's doing.
The pose, I mean, you could even argue the hair.
The weird
the
nose.
Gloves, right. I mean, he literally looks like Michael Jackson. And his name is Hypnotist Django, and in the all the other translations, they use a D in front of his name.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
That's
for kids. I think even in like the actual anime, I think maybe the subbed even uses the D. And it's apparently the Wikipedia says this might have been a reference to like the old spaghetti western Django, but I don't really see why that would be the reference when this guy is like clearly based off of fucking Michael Jackson. But so they say he's this weird guy, and he says he doesn't look weird even if he's walking backwards. But even if he wasn't walking backwards, he would still look weird, right? And Usopp, I fucking think I wrote this in my notes wrong. But he goes, hey, okay, so this is exactly what he says. He says, hey, who said I'm a weird guy? I don't look weird at all. And they go, yes, you are. Any way you look at it, you're weird. And he goes, shut up, I'm just a hypnotist passing by. And they ask him to show off his hypnotist skills, which he refuses, and then immediately begins to show them his hypnotist skills. And he says, 1, 2, Django, and you'll fall asleep. And he says, 1, 2, Django, and puts them all asleep, including himself.
Yeah.
And I like that he's doing it while standing on his tippy toes.
Yeah. He's like bending down or whatever.
Right.
That's another Michael Jackson reference.
Right, which is another Michael Jackson thing.
Yeah, defo.
So I thought that was pretty goof. Pretty goof.
You know what's funny? I didn't even think of this when I was reading it before, like for the read through, but reading it just now, this reminds me of Pilaf knocking himself out with the gas.
Oh yeah, that's pretty funny. That's funny. So Usopp is sitting at the shore that he goes to sit at and clears his head, and Luffy appears and says, "Hey, I know your dad." And he goes, "Your dad's name is Yasopp." And
I love how Luffy's hanging from the tree too.
Yeah, upside down, very monkey-like. So he goes, I know your dad, Yasopp, and Usopp asks him, oh, if you know my dad, do you know where he is? And Luffy says, no. He's a part of the Shanks crew, and Usopp actually knows the red hair and is like thrown off by this. He has this funny reaction on page 17. The big eyeballs popping out and the big mouth, which scares Luffy.
This is the first time anybody ever recognizes Shanks, right? I mean, because the only time we've seen Shanks is with Luffy, who had no idea.
Yeah,
But
they don't really talk about it a lot, I feel like. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would assume at this point Shanks is probably a pretty big name. But again, not it's not something they really talk about. Shanks is like a even to this day a pretty mysterious character.
yeah,
You know, there's not a lot of information about Shanks. We have the information that we have, and it's still like very fucking little. You know,
Tell me something. Spoil something for me. How many times do we see Shanks after Marineford?
very little. Like
like
Like two more times.
twice
yeah,
maybe.
maybe that.
I think it's literally times where he's like, oh, seems like Luffy's doing good, and then like
Yeah.
later down the road, it's like, Luffy's doing good.
Yeah, like maybe we get him like one or two more times where he sees like a Luffy wanted poster or some shit, and that's it.
Actually, there is one really weird and mysterious time Shanks shows up at a place that he really shouldn't be, but probably shouldn't talk about that. That's getting a little bit ahead.
Yeah, I actually don't know what you're referring to either. I don't know if I've read to that point, but
Oh no, yeah, you have.
okay, okay. So back to where we were. We get a little bit of a flashback, and we get Yasop showing off his marksman skills, and he says, you know, I could even shoot an ant between its eyes. And then we get Yasop and Luffy inside this bar, and Yasop drunkenly tells Luffy about his son, and Luffy says, "Yeah, I know, you've told me 100 times," which is funny because Yasop's like, "I'm gonna tell you it, and you're gonna listen, no matter how many times I tell you it," which I thought was really funny. And Luffy just goes on and says, like, you know, Yasop is like a really popular pirate, and Luffy even says he's like one of his favorites in the Shanks crew. So Usopp stands up and he sees Django and Klahadore below talking about assassinating Kaya.
What? Assassinate?
I know. It's,
What?
what? We get this. Go ahead, Jesse.
I was just gonna say, I don't know if you were about to say this, but I like when Oda will draw, like on the bottom of page 20, how their other eye is just like
Gone.
shadowed out.
Yeah.
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 I was not gonna bring that up, but yeah. He
You should have.
also never draws Luffy's eyes as like a full eye. He only draws like a bottom and the top part. He always leaves that just like the sides as white.
Mm.
But he draws.
You're right. I never noticed that.
But you could see he draws Usopp's full eye. I don't know why he does that. Anyway, so chapter 26. I like this cover panel a lot because it's like very simple. It's like very not a lot going on, but then like the more you look at it, the more you see.
Yeah.
You know, because like it's just like Luffy on this crow's nest with a woodpecker above him. Then you get this other woodpecker whose beak is through the crow's nest, and this other one that's breaking the crow's nest.
Fucked up birds.
Right. I thought that was pretty funny. One of those pictures that the more you look at it, the more you'll notice. All right, so we find out that Klahadore's name is actually Kuro. And, you know, Usopp recognizes Captain Kuro's name, and he says, you know, he should have, he thought he was executed 3 years ago by the Marines. And Kuro even says to Django, "Don't call me Kuro," and that Django is the captain of their crew now. Like he is not supposed to be alive. And Django says, "Yo, well, you know, the execution thing was all part of your master plan, and Django's gonna kill Kaya." But Kuro says it has to look like an accident. You can't just like go in there and kill her. And you know, Kuro says before killing her, you have to hypnotize her so that she writes Kuro's name into the will, because if he doesn't, the money and all the mansion is not going to go to Kuro, you know. I wrote for some reason page 8 is weird to me. But I don't know. I didn't write anything with it, so I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't fucking know why I wrote it. Anyway.
So I agree. I hate this page.
Yeah. This page sucks.
Oh, okay. The reason I wrote this is because Django. I think this is why I wrote it. Django says on the top panel, "Peaceful way to settle things." You mean murdering her entire family is a peaceful way? And Kuro's, I think because of Kuro's reaction, he goes, "Hey, what entire family? Her parents died was naturally. That was outside my plans. I guess that's why I wrote that page 8 was weird." But
I thought it might be because of Django on the bottom page, how
his head's
his
cut off.
head is cut off like
Yeah.
that. Which they also did back with Gaimon when he was talking about something and like the background was like where his afro should be.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Didn't
I
notice that
thought
either.
I thought it might have been Django in the middle of the page, actually.
That is pretty weird. I don't know why he's pointing like that.
It's like
Okay.
his foot is in his lap.
Fucking weirdo. Who sits like that? Okay. So Usopp starts panicking when he hears this, obviously. But Luffy just stands up and yells that they better not touch Kaya. Which I love Usopp's face. Just like, dude, why? Why did you do it? And Kuro just like looks up to them and is like, "Did you hear anything?" But it's like, no, of course they fucking heard it. Did you hear what he just said to you? They literally just yelled down, "Don't fucking touch Kaya." Like, what?
Yeah.
But again, Usopp tries to lie and he goes, "No, we didn't hear anything. We just got here." And of course, Luffy's like, "No, we heard everything." You know, being Luffy. So Kuro I don't think he tells him, but Django tries to hypnotize them. And for whatever reason, every fucking time this man is trying to hypnotize somebody, Luffy has to look at it. So Luffy falls asleep and he falls off this cliff and lands on his head at the bottom of the cliff. And I really like on page 13 that when Luffy falls asleep, Django obviously puts himself to sleep, but Kuro catches him. And he goes, "I still have that bad habit." Thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
So Luffy falls on his head and everybody thinks he died because, you know, he fell from like way high up and landed on his fucking head, probably cracked his head open, right?
It's a fair assumption.
Right. If you didn't know who he was, I would assume he died. And weirdly enough, Django's like, "Oh, I didn't mean to kill him." Which, what? You didn't? You like weren't gonna kill him? Like you're gonna kill everybody else, but you're not gonna kill the one guy that like heard your plan?
Yeah.
Kuro says, "Don't worry about Usopp because nobody's gonna believe him if he goes to the village and tells them about the plan, right?" So Usopp immediately does just that. He runs to the village. He runs past everybody, the Veggie crew and Nami and Zoro, and he's running towards the village. And Zoro asks, like, "How do we get to the shore?" And once Usopp gets into town, he starts his shtick. You know, bad news, pirates are coming, and nobody in the town, once again, believes him. You know, and instead they just chase him out of the town again, as per usual. And one lady, to even like rub some dirt into the wounds, says, "You know, if you were more honest like Klahadore, maybe we'd believe you."
Ooh.
If only
Only
you
they
knew.
knew.
Right.
Hey, nice. Nice, Jesse. Fucking kiss me, buddy.
Oh, dude. Our
Okay.
periods are in sync.
Mwah. Ooh, mwah.
I don't even want to say it.
Maybe don't say whatever you're thinking about not saying.
What?
I don't know. He said he doesn't want to say whatever he wasn't going to say, so I don't think he should.
Yeah.
So on page 20 of this chapter, we finally see Kuro's ship and his cat-themed crew.
Which I love.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, this is like an early thing where a lot of the crewmates are themed to the captain, but I feel like that actually persists throughout all of One Piece. Like, there's a lot of theme-based crews,
Definitely.
which
Like the Whitebeard pirates, where they all have long, flowing white beards.
right, and the red-haired
Blackbeard
pirates, where they all have long, flowing red hair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we get another cool cover photo panel picture. We get Zoro fighting a kangaroo who's using 4 swords with his little Joey, or her little Joey.
It's pretty funny.
Pretty funny. So we start off this chapter. We got this character that we've seen before, and they haven't even named yet, but his name is Mary.
Mary.
and he's a butler, and he works for Kaya, and he brings back this present, and they throw up the 3%er
Oh
sign
my god.
on page 3 here. Fucking fascists.
Dude, yeah, that's actually one of the things about One Piece that people don't really talk about is its subtext of white nationalism.
So so once they get past this craziness, they just say, it's tomorrow is Klahador's 3rd anniversary since he came to the place, and Kaya got him a present for it, right? And we go back to Usopp being chased out once again, and then we go back to the shore. A lot of jumping around in the early panels of this chapter, but go back to the shore, and Luffy's awake now, and he just recaps everybody what happened, right? So Nami says to the Veggie crew, you guys should all run away, and Luffy's first reaction is, oh no, we haven't bought meat, the butcher's gonna run away too. Which, again, there's the hungry trope always playing in. So Usopp goes to Kaya and warns her about Kuro, but obviously Kaya doesn't believe him and says, that she was wrong about Usopp, that she liked his lying and his stories because it was fun, but the fact that he's gonna come here and besmirch Klahador's name with a lie is kind of fucked up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we get these guards, they pull him away, and Usopp fights back. And we actually get to see some of Usopp's sharpshooter skill. And we get his famous slingshot. And he takes out these guards, which is pretty cool. Because Usopp, not really known for his fighting skills, but he certainly a marksman. Too bad
Takes out father.
Right. Just like his father. And, when I was younger, I was like, man, I wish he used like a gun. But like the evolution of his slingshot and his like sharpshooter skill is really cool, and his like unique bullets, really cool stuff, especially post time skip.
Yeah, agreed.
So Usopp goes to grab Kai and is like, "I'm just gonna take you by force if you're not gonna come," and she smacks him. And the villagers show up and chase him off, and Mary actually shoots at him, and I don't know if it's Mary that hit him or if he got hit by one of the guards before, but he got shot in the arm. He's bleeding a little bit. And Usopp, on his way back from running away, runs into the Veggie crew and, Luffy, and explains to them, oh, ha ha ha, I was just joking. There's no pirates. It was just a lie. I was just trying to get revenge on Klahador. And, the Veggie crew is actually upset by this. They're like, we don't mind when you lie, but you shouldn't lie to, hurt someone's reputation. That's not honorable, they say.
I want to say real quick, it's not related to the story, but I love the color orange that they've chosen for the sky here.
Yeah.
Very, very like creamsicle,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
very...
I go for a creamsicle.
Everybody loves creamsicles. Except me. I don't even think I've ever had a creamsicle.
Buddy, you're missing out. That good orange and vanilla mix. Next time you're in Jersey, we're going to Coors on the boardwalk.
Coors on the boardwalk.
No, wait, that burnt down, I think.
No, well, yeah, it did, but they built it back up.
They built that shit back
up. Yeah, pure vanilla, that's a 10. That's a 10. If nobody knows what that video is, look up pure vanilla, that's a 10.
Video's a 10.
So Usopp was actually surprised that Luffy isn't dead. I forgot to mention that, and Luffy says, no, I was just sleeping. I'm fine.
He's so stupid.
So Usopp lies, blah, blah, blah. Usopp recaps nobody believes him because he's a liar. And, he tells, Luffy and Nami and Zoro, like, if no one's going to believe me and think that I'm lying, then I'll just have to become my own lie. And, he says he's going to protect the village, and that way no one in the village will find out that they actually were attacked by pirates. And, Luffy, even Nami and Zoro are all pretty jazzed up about this. They like his conviction and they decide they're gonna help him.
Yeah.
Which is, it's always nice. It's always nice to get that. That's my favorite thing about Luffy and the crew. As long as someone's willing to try and fight for what they believe in, they're willing to help them. We see that a
Yeah.
lot in a lot of
Absolutely.
situations throughout the manga.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Chapter 28. So when I first got to this, I was like, man, no cover page, huh? Because the first page is actually just them talking still,
Mm-hmm.
And we actually do get a cover page immediately, like right after that.
Yeah.
We actually get a really cool cover page because it's a full panel page. Unfortunately, it's not shown like that on the site we're using. But it's funny.
Right, it's like a double page.
Right, it's a double page, and Shanks is actually in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you don't see a lot of cover pages with Shanks.
Do you know what this reminds me of?
Fighting
Back when-
Foodons?
No, but that's a good one.
Okay.
Back when we were like fucking like children, like babies, there was this series of VHS tapes called We Sing, and there was one called We Sing Train, and there's like this part where they go to like these vegetables. I'm gonna send a picture of this shit to you guys to see if you remember it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Are you sure it's just not Veggie Tales?
No. Well, I guess.
I think I'm looking at it right now, Evan, and I don't remember this at all.
Really, I was fucking obsessed with this when I was a little
Called
bitty baby.
We Sing? I don't think I've ever heard
Yeah.
of it.
We Sing Train, but anyway, there's this fucking part in it. It's like there's like a vegetable song, and it's just like shit like red beet, red beet, red beet, red beet. Come on!
Oh my
And
god.
it's just it's like a Pokemon, where they just say their names and they sing. But yeah, that's that. Maybe somebody listening to this will know what I'm talking about. I hope so.
Is it also like a Christian sing along like Veggie Tales?
I don't think it's a Christian thing.
Okay.
I think it's just a children's thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, I looked it up on Google. I don't recognize it, so.
Damn, that's a shame.
Is it a shame?
Is it?
It is a shame because I just spent all this fucking time
Adam,
talking
I wanna
about it.
kiss you now.
I'm not getting
I wanna
into
give
this.
I want to give you creamsicle kisses.
I want a cocoa butter kiss instead. How about that?
Okay, whatever you want, big man.
There we go. so got me all flustered over here. Usopp, says, I don't need your sympathy. How could you guys not be afraid of, Captain Kuro and his fleet? And they go, well, we're not sympathizing for you. We're commending you for having courage. Why else would we risk our lives, defending you in this village, right?
Yeah, you motherfucker.
Right. So,
Your stupid nose.
So Usopp explains the only way into the village is up this slope. There's only one slope, he says, into the village, and it's this one. So he says, we gotta, as long as we defend this slope, they won't be able to get into the village. And he asks, what is everybody good at? And Zoro says cutting, Luffy says stretching, and Nami says stealing, and Usopp says hiding, and they all say, well, you have to fight,
Yeah, too bad, fucker.
Too bad, fucker. So we go back to the mansion, and we see Kuro and Mary having this conversation about pretty much nothing, about Usopp and what happened, right? It's just another recap. And Kuro finds this package on his desk, I guess, and says, what is this? And Mary, all tearful, says, Kaya went and had these special glasses made for you because your glasses are always slipping off your face. And Kuro drops the glasses on the ground and steps on them, brushes them. And Mary's like, why would you do that? And pretty much Kuro's like, well, I'm going to ask her for my own presents, but it won't be a small present like this. I want everything in the house. And all we see is these 4 blades and Mary lying face down in his own blood. So we know that Kuro is a sword user of sorts. So
I think it's like you clearly need better glasses anyway. Why not
right,
just fucking keep them
right,
and then just kill the guy anyway?
yeah. Get rid of your old shitty glasses that keep slipping off your face and use these ones. So we go back to the Kuro pirates, or I guess the Django pirates. And this one pirate's banging on Django's door, and he's like, "Hey, it's morning. It's time to wake up." And everyone's like, "Ah, good morning, Captain. Good morning, Captain." And Django goes, "You guys are idiots. It's not morning. The moon's still out. It's midnight." And then he says, "My men mourning." Yeah, like doesn't make any fucking sense. Django's an idiot of a character, and he gets them all riled up. Like we're gonna move out into this village. So we go back to Usopp and them at the slope, and they cover the slope in this oil, this giant, massive oil slick, and says this is the best way to fight them. And Nami says, just make sure you guys don't fall down there, because if you fall down there, probably not going to be able to get back up. So on page 15, we get a nice full picture of the ship of Kuro's ship, and this ship is called the Bezin Black, which is never named. It's just in the Wikipedia, so I don't know when it actually gets its name, but it's called the Bezin Black, and I looked up what Bezin mean, and Bezin is a Persian word, and the first definition that comes up for it is hit. There's like a long list of other words it can mean, but none of them relate to cats. So, but in the Wikipedia, it says Bezin is a Persian word, and there are Persian cats. So I guess that's supposed to be the reference, but Bezin doesn't have anything to do with cats. So anyway, they're like, it's already morning. Did the pirates sleep in? And Nami says she can hear people from the north saying "go," and the next panel is literally all the pirates yelling "go." And Usopp hears, oh, the north? Oh, there is another entrance into the village. But he thought because, Kuro and Django were at this location that that's where they would attack from. Which doesn't make any sense. Because the Kuro and Django also said at one point, we've been here for a week. Or Django says to Kuro, we've been docked here for a week. If that's where they were going to attack, wouldn't you have seen their boat?
Yeah.
So Usopp's an idiot, but we know that. So they're like, we gotta go to the north. Luffy immediately runs away and says he's gonna be there in 20 seconds. And Nami, I don't even know how this fucking happened, slipped in the oil. She walked backwards into the oil.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right, and to save herself, she grabs Zoro and pulls herself out of the oil and leaves Zoro in the oil. And Zoro is not happy and says he's gonna fucking kill Nami, which I don't blame him, because he literally slides all the way down this fucking slope.
They miss it. This is a serious misuse of my mother's oil.
The serious misuse of the olive oil.
My Nona's rolling in a grave.
So we go to the next page and we see all these pirates getting hit by something, and it's Usopp using his marksman skills. And we see that Luffy has no idea where he's going and ran back to the village. Doesn't know where the north slope is.
Yeah.
Which is a common thing with Luffy and Zoro. They have no fucking sense of direction. Which Zoro kind of does have a sense of direction early on, but that becomes his defining trope. I feel like that, and the
I'm pretty sure
thing.
that happens in this arc. I think it's this chapter coming up actually.
Yeah, where they manage to find the other slope.
No, where Zoro doesn't have a fucking sense of direction.
Oh. I know Luffy doesn't. I know in the next. I mean, my manga isn't loading for some reason, but I know Luffy has a very hard time finding this fucking north slope.
Yes, Adam. The common trope of Zoro that everybody knows and loves, where he finds all the slopes.
What?
Nothing. You said it, not me.
What? What did I say?
I was like, yeah, that happens. This trope of Zoro's happens in this chapter, and you're like, Well, what? That he finds the slope? I was
No,
like,
I
no.
didn't. I said that he gets lost. I said that Luffy has a hard time finding the slope. Zoro doesn't get lost in this. You didn't read the fucking thing, did you? Did you, Evan?
Read the thing. What are you talking about?
All right, we're gonna go through this, and I'm gonna show you that Zoro doesn't get lost at all during this.
Okay.
It's Luffy.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna go through this. I'm telling you, it's not Zoro this time.
I'm
But
the
it-
one who's lost.
Yeah, now we fucking confused Jesse. Okay, so Usopp
Well,
shows up.
chapter 29 though, great title page.
Great title page, yeah. The snowboards.
Dude,
Yeah.
the best title page so far.
Yeah, this one's really cool. Love
I
when
really
run
like
the
Zoro
slopes,
just
man.
chilling.
yeah, I like when Oda like draws them in situations that they would actually never fucking be in. It gets way cooler later on, like way cooler. Like he like draws them in like post-apocalyptic stuff and like as samurais, which kind of does happen at some point, but like not the post-apocalyptic thing. So anyway, so Usopp's alone, and he's scared because he thought that Luffy would fucking be here, but he's not. And he immediately lies and says he has 100 million people, 100 million crew waiting to kill them. And the pirate cats say, only an idiot would fall for that. So Django obviously fell for it. And one of the pirates says, good news to Django. He just pops up and says, good news. We found treasure on that weird boat over there. And they said they found 5 million belly. And I didn't mention this before, but when they were on the ship, when they were doing the whole good morning bit, one of them even says, hey, there's two little ships over there. Should we like search them for treasure? And Django's like, no, they probably don't have treasure. We're going to get all this treasure from this rich lady anyway. But they did. They found the 5 million belly that Nami stole from Buggy, right? So Usopp is like, oh, 5 million belly? He says, that's my treasure. If you guys, leave, you can have it. And obviously the pirates are like, you're going to bribe us? We're just going to kill you and take the treasure and then go kill Kaya and take her treasure. Like, what are you talking about?
What the fuck was he thinking?
Right.
That would work.
Right. So Django's about to put him to sleep, and Nami shows up and hits him in the back of the head and says, you're an idiot for trying to give away my treasure. And Nami shows up, says, where's Luffy? But he's obviously lost. And Usopp's like, all right, you charge ahead, and I'll cover you from here. Which definitely isn't going to happen because Nami's weak. And the pirates instead charge them. And I actually really like this. Usopp has these caltrops in his little knapsack thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they throw the caltrops in front of them, which obviously will stop them for a little bit. We go back to Zoro, and he's still trying to get up this fucking oil slick. And he finally figures out I can use my swords as a way to get better grip on the ground. He kind of uses them like
Hamon.
Yeah, like
right when he climbs up the oily pillar.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
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 Dude, I thought you were talking about ham. That's what like that's the Spanish word for ham.
That is the
Is
Spanish...
that what it's called? I haven't watched JoJo's in so long.
Yeah.
No, it is
Yeah.
hamon. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, hamon is also the Spanish word for ham. That's why.
But hey, Adam, you wanna in the next page after that, after he goes up, you wanna read the top panel for me?
He says, which way is north? Where is he lost, Evan?
What? He doesn't know where these fuckies going.
He says, which way is north? He doesn't have cardinal directions. He's not a compass.
Maron.
Luffy is shown lost. He's like literally running all over trying to find this fucking place. Zoro is shown in one panel saying which way is north before he's even shown moving. Get out of here with that
Zoro
garbage.
So Luffy can say which way is north and he's clearly lost, but Zoro can say which way is north and he's not lost.
They're literally showing Luffy running through a forest to dead ends. They don't show Zoro once being lost. All he says is which way is north. They don't even show him leaving yet.
Okay.
They don't even depict him being
Besides
lost.
the part where he's running up the hill past the oil.
I mean,
whatever.
he's got one way to go. Where is he gonna go from there, Evan? There's cliffs on either side. He's got to go that way.
He's got to find out which way is north.
Evan,
Mama, Dada, stop.
I'm embarrassed for you, Evan.
Jesse, what do you think?
I mean, they're certainly showing Luffy, running around a bit more than they're showing Zoro running around. So, he is just saying which way's north.
Thank
kind
you,
of more on
Jesse.
Adam's side, I
Thank
guess,
you,
a little bit
Jesse.
here.
Okay, you two can fuck right off.
But
Get slapped back down to earth from your
Okay.
goddamn pedestal or wherever you think
Okay,
you're talking
you
down to me
guys.
from.
Fuck you guys. I'm leaving. I'm gonna go eat nachos. Bye.
Enjoy your nachos. So we go back to
I'm just kidding.
yeah, I figured. We go back to Usopp and Nami, and they're actually holding
no,
off.
we finished the episode after you left.
That's it. Yeah,
Damn, that was quick.
that was quick. So we go back to Usopp and Nami, and they're actually holding them off pretty well, and the Caltrops kind of stopped them for a bit. And I fucking hate this. On page 14, Nami turns around to run away, but she threw the Caltrops behind herself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
What? Why?
I just closed my eyes and let him go wherever.
It doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even make sense. So anyway, this fucking pirate, this cat pirate, runs up behind Usopp and hits him with this fucking caveman mallet that he fucking made, and kills him. Usopp's dead. He's just dead on the ground because he got hit in the head by a fucking hammer. But he's actually not dead.
Damn.
He grabs the guy, and the guy continuously hits him. And Usopp, he's like, "I'm not gonna let you go. If I let you go, you're gonna destroy the village." And we get this pirate that's about to stab him, and Nami steps up and actually saves Usopp. And she gets attacked, obviously, and gets knocked out pretty much. So short-lived.
Yeah, thanks, Nami.
Right. And pretty much Django's like, what do you, they're about to kill Usopp and Nami, and Django's like, you guys are idiots, just go attack the village, because if Kuro finds out that we're not going through with the plan right now, he's going to come and kill us, right?
Mm.
So all these pirates run past them all, and Usopp's yelling, please don't kill the villagers. And we see on the next panel at the bottom, all the pirates are in the air. They've just been beaten up by something, and we get Luffy and Zoro showed up and stopped them. And I like their reactions. Zoro just yells, "Nami, how dare you kick me?" And Luffy yells, "Usopp, you idiot! You didn't tell me which way north is." Once again, showing that doesn't seem like Zoro got lost. Seems like Luffy got lost. Maybe Zoro showed him where to go.
Sure, whatever. Fucking sure, whatever. Fucking sure.
Can't win them all, Evan. Can't win
Okay,
them
Adam.
all.
Okay, Adam.
Adam, okay.
Adam, okay. Okay, Adam.
Okay, Adam.
Okay.
Adam, okay.
Okay. So we get this really cool cover panel, of course.
God damn! This episode, every single chapter we've just gotten. What a cool title page.
What a cool title page. It is cool. They're like giant robots.
You know what this reminds me of?
King Kong.
Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. Do you guys remember that fucking game from the N64?
I never played it, but I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, could you switch different characters?
Yeah, you switch different characters, and there's like a giant robot that's fucking spot on for these guys.
I remember seeing my friends play it literally once, but I'd never played it myself. I don't even know if they owned it. Maybe they were just renting it or something.
I remember it being pretty shitty.
I always wanted to play it as a kid. I always saw it in Blockbuster, but I never played it or owned it, unfortunately. So this chapter starts off, and it's just Kuro, and he's like, where are my idiot fucking pirate crew? And he leaves, and he says he's gonna go fucking kill them since they're fucking up his plans here, which doesn't really make sense. I mean, I'll go into
He's really kind of just delaying it at the most.
I'll get into it more so when we get to a certain point, but I really don't I understand what he wants to do. He wants the world to think that he's dead and he's gonna steal the money, right? But we'll get to it. So So Nami looks at Zoro and says, "You're late. What took you so long?" And Zoro and Luffy just continue to yell at Nami and Usopp for obvious fucking reasons. Well, Luffy not so much. Luffy's an idiot, but Zoro has an obvious reason. And Django uses his power in kind of a cool way. He hypnotizes his crew, and I don't know if this is like cool or if this was like kind of like a what moment, but I thought it was cool. He hypnotizes his crew to think that they're stronger than they are.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
I think it's cool. My only gripe with it is, so they go into this frenzy, and this one dude like smashes this fucking cliffside, and it breaks in half. So like they're clearly really strong. Is that how hypnotism works? He doesn't have a devil fruit.
No.
So like,
All right.
It reminds me actually of a devil fruit of a character like way farther down the line. I think you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
So like it's a little weird,
Right.
but it's not the worst.
Right.
Yo, Evan.
Yo, Jesse.
Weren't you hypnotized at High School East?
Were you a part of that?
Yeah, I fucking was. I actually don't remember any of it. Apparently, somebody told me I kissed a girl on stage.
Were you there, Adam?
I was. I don't remember
I
though.
remember you kissing a girl.
I don't remember that, but I it's weird because I don't think I was hypnotized, but I kind of only half remember it. Maybe that's just because it was so long, but I remember feeling that way even back then.
The only thing I really remember from it is one of the girls we went to school with was on stage, and she got really upset because she actually got hypnotized, I guess, and she like told her parents, and they complained to the school about it.
Really? Do
Yeah,
you remember which one?
I don't remember her fucking name. She was like one of the cheerleader girls. I don't know.
I remember one of the girls. I also can't think of her name, but she was in the audience and she was really drunk, and she got insanely hypnotized and was like dancing and shit.
Didn't she like piss her pants or some shit?
That sounds familiar too, man. I don't.
Yeah, she was doing like some bullshit.
I don't know. That was really fucking weird. They brought a fucking hypnotist in for our like senior day shit.
Yeah, and then like a week later, Casey Kanarkowski goes up and does the whole fucking JFK speech.
Oh
my god!
To anybody listening, this means nothing, but we had something called Mr. Tom's River East, which was like for the senior guy, whoever. It was like a popularity contest, basically. But everybody would go up and do something. Kind of like a talent show.
They were all horrible.
They were all awful, but one of these kids who's always a little bit strange.
Still is.
Still is, and would always like wear suits and shit. Goes up on stage with two women on his arm, like two girls from his class, from our class, and reads out fucking a speech from JFK for like 15 minutes, and then just grabs them and then leaves. And that was it. That was the whole thing.
That was his fucking talent.
Jesse, I think you and I were there together, and we were both like mind blown at how not funny it was. Because like if something's not funny to the point where it's like bad, like it can overlap into being funny because it's bad.
Right.
That shit was just so bad that it was just not even.
It was
not close to being.
It was like
funny.
fucking cringy.
Oh, it was awful.
And the rest of the talents sucked. The rest of them just like danced to music, I think. Like a lot of them did like a dance thing to like a Bruno Mars song, I believe.
Well, there was the one dude, I forget what it was. There was this one girl that like quit school to become like a musician.
Yes.
And he was going to do a parody of
Dan
that.
Wozniak.
And at the very last minute, he like the school administration was like, no, you can't do that. Like the night of.
Right.
So he just like played music and like hopped around like a fucking monkey.
Right. It was all fucking horrible. No one did good. No one deserved to win. The audience was the biggest loser.
Yeah, seriously. I can't believe they raised money for something. What do they even fucking raise money for?
Nothing. Probably nothing important. Probably like some failing local business in our fucking town.
I don't even know.
Anyway,
fucking Rivoli's.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, back to more important things like One Piece. But yeah, more Tom's River lore. the Tom's River lore grows. We have a dark grimoire of Tom's River lore, and we can break it out every now and then.
In the grim darkness of Tom's River, there's only heroin.
Yeah. So anyway, I gotta remember where I am in my fucking notes right now. Okay. So this guy breaks this fucking wall and sends the pirates, leap at them, and Nami and Usopp are told to get the fuck out of here, and Zoro and Luffy are obviously gonna fight them. But of course, on page 11, Luffy was also hypnotized.
He's just gotta look at Django, do that hypnosis.
Right, he just can't look away when Django's doing his thing. So he's hypnotized, which makes him also stronger. And he shows off his power and uses the Gatling gun, which is, the old iconic move, the old Gumu Gumu Gatling gun.
It's a pretty awesome move, and this is the first time he uses it, I guess, right?
Yes.
That's not because he's hypnotized to be stronger, though, right?
I doubt it. I think he already
Right.
had this move. He said that he came up with some cool techniques in some
Yeah.
prior chapters, and also in later chapters, much later chapters, we get some cool.
We get some of his training growing
Right.
up and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, he definitely developed this. And Gatling gun's always going to be an iconic move. But yeah, this is the first time he's using it, and it's really cool. And he takes out all the pirates with it.
Yeah.
He
And this
didn't-
is actually what Vegeta's move, the Gallic gun, is a name pun of. Just again, Toriyama ripping off
Oda.
of One Piece.
Right.
Yeah.
Always doing
Sad.
it. Fucking
Sad.
sad and pathetic. So Luffy chases these pirates, and even though they're hypnotized to be stronger and in a frenzy, they're still afraid of him. And so we get this really funny bit here where he walks up to their the bow of the ship, the front of the keel, and rips off the cat thing, and the cat actually makes a face at it and has like
Yeah.
a little sweat mark. And
Oh,
this,
yeah, a little sweat.
this actually happens a couple of times, but only with the Going Merry and the Thousand Sunny.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Where
like,
they,
or it
yeah,
has like a personality.
right, they actually like make faces. Going Merry definitely has a personality. That's for much later. So he uses this thing and swings it wildly, and is gonna take out all these pirates with it. But Django hits him with the old 1-2 Django, and puts him to sleep. So the front of the keel, the bow, whatever we're calling this thing, falls on Luffy and some of the pirates and takes them all out pretty much.
Oh, look at you, Adam, with your boat knowledge.
I'm a boatsman. I've been on a
You
boat.
living on an island.
I live on an island. I've been on a boat once in my life. All about them. So it falls on them, and Django puts him to sleep. Blah blah blah. Okay, so then we hear "Hey Bucci." I think his name's Butchie. I think that's how it's said at least. That's from like I think the 4Kids dub, so I don't really know how it's pronounced. But hey Butchie, come here. Look at the ship. It's been wrecked. We get these voices from the ship, and one of the pirates says, "Oh, the ship's guards, the Nyabin brothers,
Nyaban.
Nyabin brothers,
Which is Nya is like a cat thing, right?
right?
Like Nyan.
Like Nyan Cat,
Yeah.
Nyan Cat." And Django says, "Oh yeah, we still have those two." And on the last page, we get Onion wearing his onion pajamas, following Kuro.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, really like his onion pajamas, and I really like the back of his head. Legitimately looks like an onion.
Yeah, the top too.
Yeah, girl, the
Yeah.
back of your head is ridiculous.
Oh.
Now?
Yo, so
No,
the-
love it.
Oh,
Keep
okay.
it
So-
going.
so this cover page coming up, Super Mario 64.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I could see that.
the worst fucking level.
Is it the
Yeah.
worst level?
No, it isn't. The one with the water is the worst level.
The one with the rising water.
Yeah.
Dry wet world. Get out
Yeah,
of here.
fuck that level. That one sucks ass. It's so stupid.
Oh my God, suck my ass.
Suck my
Damn.
dry wet world.
Suck his
You know what I
dry
just
wet
noticed?
world.
I like how Zoro is laying on 3 cloud katana.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And he's drinking a barrel of cloud sake. So yeah,
Normally pirates drink cloud grog, but
right,
Oda likes cloud sake.
right. We're actually gonna see more of the cloud world too. Which is cool. So
I can't wait.
yeah, that's a cool arc for sure.
Mhm.
A lot of the stuff once they get into the Grand Line is pretty dank.
That is like honestly one of the first arcs that feels like there's weight to what's going on, you know?
There's a lot of so
Well, I
Alabasta
think
has
Alabastas, yeah.
Alabasta.
Alabasta has some important stuff, and that's like the first time that we get like that there's like this really fucking strong group of pirates besides like that preside in the Grand Line. But Skypiea has a very important ending to the
Yeah.
story.
Also the Fisher Tiger stuff.
Right.
Which actually does that come before Skypiea, right?
I think so, but I'm not entirely sure. It's been a really long time since I read like that early stuff. I mean, I know that's 200 chapters in, but it's been a while.
You know what? Yeah, that actually comes out after, I think. I don't know. We'll get to it eventually.
We will get to it eventually. So Kaya, she's having this nightmare. She wakes up from it where she has this nightmare where Usopp's trying to kill her, I guess. And he's got this pirate crew with him. It's kind of a weird nightmare. But she wakes up and she finds Mary, covered in blood. And Mary's actually alive and says, that Klahadore tried to kill him and that he's actually a pirate. And Kaya and Mary, realize like, oh my god, Usopp was actually telling the truth. And Mary even says that brave young man, he tried so hard to save this village, but instead we just chased him away and we shot at him.
He shot him.
Right.
They fucking shot him, man.
Like really fucked up. But I mean, do you blame him? He's supposed to be about the Aesop fable, the boy who cried wolf. So
Yeah.
you can only believe someone who says every day that they're going to be attacked by pirates so much,
But to shoot him though,
right? That's kind of fucked up. So Mary says, that Kuro, he saw Kuro leaving. Okay, so this is where I want to bring up what I was going to say before. So he says that he saw Kuro leaving and going towards the shore. So he says, his plan, Klahadore's plan was to, obtain the house and the wealth, and that we should just give it to him, and that way he won't have to kill them, he won't have to kill any of the villagers, as long as we just give him this stuff. Why didn't Kuro just threaten them from the beginning to give them this stuff?
well, honestly, I think his plan is to just kill her. I mean, the idea was he was gonna get Django to hypnotize her to writing him in his will and then killing her.
Right.
So like, he would rather just have them off rather than like take it from them.
But you're saying like 3 years ago, right, Adam? Like, why didn't he just right from the beginning just hold
right?
up
Like
this
even if like. So because like the reason that he showed up there was he was being attacked and chased by Marines, right? And he was obviously injured. So like even if he played it off that he was just some dude on a ship that got fired and he was like starving or whatever and he was gonna die, and they still brought him in and like helped him not die. After that, I mean, he's like this famous, terrifying. His whole pirate crew is afraid of him. Like if he could take out his entire pirate crew, you think he could take out a village of people that aren't fighters?
Well, I'm sure he could, but I think he doesn't want to be a pirate anymore.
He doesn't,
Like, he
and
just
that's
wants
the
to
point.
chill.
And that's the
But
point.
so if he killed all those people, then somebody would eventually show up and be like, "What the fuck? There's an island full of murdered people."
Right.
You know what I mean?
But like, do they even have the technology to know it was Klahadore? I mean, they didn't know that he was Kuro at the time, right? He obviously fooled them, and they didn't realize who he was. So like, even if he showed up on this island and killed everybody and then took everything, who would fucking know it was him?
Well, he wants to live on this island, doesn't he?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe he says he wants the
pretty
mansion.
Yeah, and yeah, he wants the house and he wants to stop being a pirate, but he wants to be well set.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because
So like, if he kills everybody, the Marines are gonna come. They're gonna find out about it eventually, And if he's the only one, they'll probably, I mean, the only person living on the island, in his
Right.
mansion.
I don't know. I feel like if the Marines showed up and they saw this guy in this mansion, they'd be like, "Man, you look a lot like like this dude, Captain Kuro."
That is a good point. But I guess they go into that a little bit later.
They do. They do. I just think it's a little bit of a weird setup for a
Yeah,
pirate that could
yeah.
easily just take everything. But I guess you're right. He definitely
No,
he wanted the mansion, so he probably did want to stay on the island. I didn't really consider that.
no, I mean, I get what you're saying though. Like, he seems to be pretty powerful.
We've come a long
Doesn't have
way
to
since
be
our argument about which person was lost.
yeah.
In the
knows?
end, we found each other.
In these unprecedented times, we need to have unity.
We need to get back to the middle.
We need to be able to speak to each other again. Fuck you, Zoro was lost. No, you idiot.
Radical Zoro was lost. Right. Okay, all right. Let's just get back to this fucking manga. So anyway,
Well, I don't think that he can say that. Sorry. That was like a Nancy Grace impersonation.
It was all right. I give it a 5 out of 10.
Thanks, buddy. I'll take it.
So anyway, so Kaya and Mary come to the realization, okay, let's just give him everything. That way the pirates won't attack the village and they'll save everybody and no one has to die, right? So we go back to the veggie crew, and Onion says he thinks that pirates are actually coming to attack because he saw Kuro head to the shore, and I guess that makes sense. And it's like a weird thing to come to, but yeah, I guess so. He says the pirates are coming, and they go back to we go back to the shore, and these two weird fuckers from the ship jump down. We got Kuro Neko's pirate crew ship guardian Sham and Butchie. The manga calls it Kuro the Neko pirate crew, but the Wikipedia has it as the Black Cat pirates.
Well, that's what that means, right? I think there's a translator's note somewhere that says that.
I know Neko means cat.
No, yeah, I'm saying like somewhere along here they say that there's a translator note that says Kuro Neko means black cat.
Gotcha. Oh, Kuro. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, so the Black Cat pirates got these two guardians, Sham and Butchie. I believe they're brothers.
Yeah, they're called the Nyaban brothers.
Right.
Least,
so at the very least, they're a pair of
stage name brothers.
Right, stage name brothers. So Django tells them, you got to go fight these guys, and immediately Sham and Butchie are shitting themselves. They come off as cowards, right? They kind of play into it a little bit because like that, we just watched the ship, we don't want to participate in battles, and Django gets mad and tells them, all right, you need to go fucking fight them. So Sham starts heading towards Zoro, and he's doing this really weird run with his fucking claws up in the air. And Sham actually, then he makes this face after Zoro says he's gonna attack him, and actually does a pretty cool attack at Zoro and says, oh, you thought I was a coward? Well, it was just me pretending to be a coward. That way you drop your guard.
Haha, idiot.
Yeah, it really worked. It really fucking worked because he got blocked.
I like how their shoes have like the split.
Yes.
Feet, like a cat's paw, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. But actually, his plot was to steal Zoro's other swords. Get dabbed on, Zoro.
Cat burglar.
And we're coming up. Chapter 32 is going to be the last chapter that we cover today. If it would load.
Fucking same for me. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm loaded, boys.
Puerto Rico internet, not the best. In fact, it goes out pretty frequently. I'm surprised it hasn't gone out while we're doing this.
Well, let me be the first to say on this episode that the title page for this is just a great one for me. I love a lot about the title pages here.
Yeah,
it's dope.
This one's awesome. I like Luffy using his feet like a monkey.
And he's balancing on Zoro's head.
Yeah. And you got
The dragon in the
yeah,
background.
the cool dragon. Yeah, this is a really good cover panel. Oda knows how to do them, man. Oda really knows how to make an awesome cover panel. All right, so starts off, Zoro tells Sham to give him back his katanas, and Sham disrespectfully throws them aside, which pisses off Zoro.
Pissed.
Pissed, as we can see by the piss ... Why do
It's written all over your face.
speaking of, I believe that's called an ellipses, right?
That is, yes.
Okay.
Ellipsis.
Why do boomers on social media write everything and then end it with an ellipses? Like, do you?
Well, they use it everywhere. It's not just ending, It'd be
Yeah,
like,
even in text. Like my mom uses it when she texts me.
like Adam ... Do you want sweet potatoes? ? I thought you might like some ...
Right, and like it would make more. It would be fine if it was like Adam ... Do you want something? Like even then, I'd be like, all right, I guess I could let that slide instead of using a comma. But then they end their sentences with it. What?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Me neither.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
either.
know. ...
That makes sense, Jesse. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know, man. The internet is weird, and internet speak is strange.
I guess so. Zoro attacks Sham, and actually, it looks like he cuts him in fucking half right here, right?
Does.
Yeah. I gotta say, I don't know about this one.
Right, I agree. I also don't know about.
He just drew it a little too thin.
Right,
You know?
just a little too deep of a cut and a little too thin of a body left. But yeah.
Yeah.
So he looks like he got attacked, but he actually just cut his shirt because he's much skinnier than his shirt would give off. And he actually gets behind Zoro, and as Zoro's grabbing his katanas and grabs his arms. And it looks he has Zoro in a pretty awkward spot here. It almost looks like Zoro's arms are fucking broken. And this gives Butchie time to use his cat technique, Butchie's drop kick, which, from the techniques we've seen so far, I'd rate this one a 1 out of 10. Horrible fucking game. Very boring.
He should have said direct hit afterwards, and then maybe he would have gotten closer.
Maybe.
I also don't understand how that's supposed to be a cat thing.
I guess because he jumped high?
Oh, that might be it,
But
actually.
like, even that, like, this is just not a good attack. We could see why Butchie and Sham are not anywhere near important characters.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh, sorry. Spoiler. So we see that Zoro's able to dodge just in time.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
On page 11, we get a shot of them two standing next to each other. Who has the worst character design? I vote for Sham, personally.
I like Butchie's design a little bit more than I like Sham's design, but they're both pretty, in my opinion, not great designs.
For me, it's Sham's hair. I can't fucking stand that.
I think I like his hair the best out of all of his features.
Really?
Yeah, I hate his fucking attire. He's got this like weird button shirt with a bow tie and like Gon's pants from Hunter x Hunter.
He's like a worse like hunchback version of the adult form of Gon.
Literally.
From Hunter.
Fucking literally.
Dude, that's actually pretty accurate though.
I would say it's pretty fucking accurate.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, they're not the best. Early One Piece has some of these weird characters. I feel like a lot of the early stuff is comedy driven as well, So maybe they were supposed to be a little bit more funny, but they're supposed to be cats and they're okay, I guess.
No, they're hilarious.
Jesse fucking thinks everything's funny. Don't listen to him.
Yeah, we already went over this shit.
So then Butchie and Sham used their.
I was gonna fake laugh, and then I just ended up laughing for real.
Yeah, I know, because you think everything's funny.
Jesse, we love you, buddy. We love you, buddy.
Of course. So Butchie and Sham use their next cat attack. They use Scratch Attack. Yeah, they just do a lot of scratches here. And Zoro's obviously having a hard time with only one sword, and there's two of them, right? So Usopp decides, Nami tells him, what are you doing? Why are you just standing there? And Usopp starts shooting some of his bullets. I don't really know what these little balls are. His Namori Boshi. And we see that the first one missed, and the second one actually hits Zoro in the back. And Usopp has a bit of a reaction to this, and you would think at first, oh shit, I fucked up. But we know that Usopp's a pretty decent marksman. And actually, Nami says, how could you hit him? And Zoro gets, cut up by this because he got hit in the back. And Nami says, how could you hit him? And Usopp says, no, he actually deliberately took that attack. And Zoro says, Usopp, you're an idiot. Do you want to die? And Usopp realizes, the reason that that attack hit him and he deliberately hit him is because he's thinking about the safety of Usopp and Nami. Because if they hit him, then Butchie and Shin might, change direction and go after them, right?
Pretty stupid.
Pretty dumb.
Pretty stupid.
Pretty dumb. It would have been better if I would have liked it more if Zoro got hit and he was like, "Don't butt into my battle." That seems more like a Zoro thing.
Dude, I was gonna say that when I was reading it. I thought that's like what was gonna be said because of my Dragon Ball brain, and I was thinking of just like Vegeta or something.
Right.
Fuck you! Don't interfere with my battle.
Right.
Yeah. That would be so. That could have been wrapped up really quickly, like one panel. Like, hey, don't fucking interrupt. It didn't have to go into this Nami like telepathy section here.
Right.
Where, well, maybe he's blocked it, so because they would attack us, and even now he's thinking about stuff like that. Like,
right. Right.
Like that's 1-888. Come on now, or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. So Nami decides, we got to get him his katanas back, because if he has them, he's definitely going to beat these two. So she makes a break for it. She goes after the katanas, and Django gets in front of her and uses his hypnotist circlet thing and cuts her up. Pretty bad. Gives her a nice deep cut. And at this point, Django starts shitting himself, and so does Sham and Butchie, and we see none other than Captain Kuro appears. On the last page, he yells, "What the hell happened?" And we see at the bottom of that page, Zoro's turning and looking at him. Usopp's covered in blood. Luffy's asleep, and Nami is down for the count. And that's where we're gonna end it.
Oh boy!
So we get to a nice little cliffhanger of Kuro showing up.
Or should I say slope hanger?
Nice, because they're on a slope, dude. I get it. That's funny, Jesse. You're fucking funny, dude.
That was actually pretty good.
Not only does he laugh at everything, he also makes us laugh.
That's the joy of it,
But
it's just joy.
Yeah, that's gonna be the end of Dunce Piece. How did you guys feel about the first 10 of the Syrup Village arc? I know we've all read it before, but how do we feel about the recap of rereading it?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I like reading it in color. It was a nice treat this time for sure. It's a pretty good arc. I don't know if I like it more than the Buggy arc. I remember when I was first reading One Piece, I actually got to like right around this chapter, like where we're ending, like in the middle of this little arc here, and I stopped reading it for like a month or two, and then ended up picking it up again. So not my favorite thing, but pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, I would go, Evan.
I mean, it's like he says, reading it in color is cool. I personally have never been like overly too fond of this arc. Personally, like ever, even back in the day when I was like watching 4Kids.
I agree.
But yeah, reading it in color is really cool. I think a lot of that is also kind of like I really want to get to like some of the more exciting stuff, like where the series really like super shines.
Yeah.
But it's enjoyable for sure, and like the humor's always makes it for me. Like I think some of the stuff with Kaya is kind of annoying, but like just everything's has a level of funny that like keeps me going.
Yeah, for sure. The comedy in early One Piece is pretty decent, so that it's good enough that like when you get to it, it'll make you laugh. I agree. I think a lot of the early One Piece stuff is a little boring. Like,
I mean, my biggest grip with it is why do we use this Toe the character and Toe the character in every single manga and anime that's out there? Like, we get it, guys.
everyone
Toe
loves
the
Toe.
character. Wow.
No, so like,
Why?
how many more chapters is this arc? Like another 10?
Another 10.
Okay. Yeah, so like I guess what I'm saying is this arc, I like the first 20 chapters of One Piece more than these 20 chapters. I guess that's like what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fair. I would say I think early One Piece has a nostalgia to it that makes me really like it, but in the grand scheme of things, it's definitely more on the boring side of arcs. I think the next arc is really good, and I think the following arc is pretty good for like early stuff. When we get to like
that would be Baratier and then Arlong.
yeah,
arc.
so when we get to like Baratier and Arlong, that has some like pretty decent stuff in it. And it
Yeah,
builds
definitely.
on those two arcs compared to these two arcs build heavily on the world. Like we get in those next two arcs, we're gonna get Don Krieg and Mihawk, and
Mihawk.
in the Arlong Park, we're gonna get a little bit more about like the outside world and more about the fishmen, which is cool because fishmen in this world, in my opinion, are like the coolest non-human group of people. I don't know how many other non-humans there are, but fishmen are
The minks.
awesome. Yeah, the minks are cool. I really like fishmen a lot, though.
The fishmen are the coolest for sure.
But yeah, you guys have anything you'd like to add?
I don't think so. I mean, do we know what chapters are next week, and then also for Kingdom as well? For anyone out there reading along with us.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably do the next 11 chapters of Kingdom as well. I like going with like 11 or 12 chapters just so we don't go like too crazy into it. But yeah, that's probably what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, we do seem to take. I mean, this was a 2-hour episode, so it does take a little bit to get through some of this stuff because we do like to get off topic and goof off and whatnot. But I don't know how we did like 50 some odd. What did we do for the first episode, Jesse? How many?
Yeah, it was 47 chapters, and I don't know how we did that either.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we
I
definitely.
mean-
I like. Well, number one, like you said, I like the fact that we can certainly get off topic and joke around and shit. But also, we like. I don't know. We really dig through it, And I know that for me, like thinking about Dragon Ball, sometimes when I'm driving around all the time, I'm like, man, I wish I could listen to a podcast that just like really breaks down the Dragon Ball story because I can't read it right now while I'm driving. But and now here we are, Mangaki no Tsukai. I wonder what the fuck these idiots are doing, So
Right.
Yeah.
I like the fact that we break things down so much.
Yeah, me
And
too.
a lot of it too is probably that we're getting more comfortable with actually talking a lot with it, Like at the beginning when we were just doing Kingdom, I know for me personally we were able to get through a lot of stuff because I had like, extensive notes that I was just, hopping to. But I like taking it a little bit slower and definitely I think part of that is just being more comfortable with being on the internet.
For sure. It's definitely fun to just be able to go through everything at a nice pace. These are definitely longer episodes, but definitely try to pack them in there,
Yeah.
But so next week we're going to be covering Kingdom. Back to the KINGDUMMIES podcast, and we'll also do another chapter of Rooster Fighter, which will be fun.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And,
Evan tried getting out of that last time, and we're not having it.
Right. We're not
No,
having it.
I truly just forgot about it.
That's all right.
Truly.
That's all right. But so we're gonna call that. Everybody who stuck around for the whole thing, thank you so much as always. And if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, comment, show your friends, anybody that you think would be into us. Please spread the word and please comment. We love talking to you guys in the comments. So have yourselves a grand old day, a grand old night, a happy good morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
What else can I even say? Thank you
Yeah.
for being here.
Yeah. Appreciate it, everybody. We love y'all.
Goodbye, everybody.